What's up guys, Coach Daniel here. Today we're going to be going over the cartwheel and different cartwheel variations to be used in tricking and parkour. As always, remember to follow our Instagram to stay up to date with any challenges and workouts that we put out. And with that said, let's get into today's lesson. Okay, so for today's warm-up, we're going to start off with some joint warm-ups before moving into some dynamic stretching, and then after that we'll be able to get into the cartwheels and cartwheel variations. So, the first thing we're going to start off with is we're just going to do our necks. So we're going to look down, and then we're going to slowly look up in each direction. About 5 times on each side. And then bring your head all the way around very slowly in each direction. About 2 times. Then after that, we are going to do some stretches for our shoulders to make sure that nothing's super tight. Okay. So for the shoulder stretch, all we're gonna do is sit down with your hands behind you. Then you're gonna walk your hands back, walk your feet forward, bring your butt towards your ankles, and just lean back. We're gonna hold this for about 30 seconds. Okay, now our second exercise for our warm-up is going to be wrist circles. So you're going to put your hands together, make sure your forearms are still together too. We're just going to go all the way around. We're going to do this for about 15 to 20 seconds. Alright, now finally we're gonna get into our ankles. So you're gonna sit down, we're gonna point and flex 5 times each. And we're gonna do ankle circles. We're gonna go 10 times in each direction. Alright, now that we're done with our joint warm-ups, we're going to get into some sort of dynamic stretching type of movements. Okay, the first movement we're going to do is a Frankenstein walk, but we're just going to be doing it in place. So, you're just going to go here, this arm is going to come up and over, and meet your foot. So, we're going to do that 5 times on each leg. Now, the next movement that we're gonna do is a lunge. So all you're gonna do is go here, lunge forward, and then the next part that we're gonna do is we're gonna lean back. And we're gonna do this 5 times in total on each leg. Alright, now that we're all finished with the warm-up, we can start getting into our cartwheels. So, one big difference with the cartwheel in tricking and parkour as opposed to in gymnastics is that it's not expected to go straight over. A lot of the skills that you're going to be doing out of it are going sideways, or they start a twist on a weird axis, or you'd be using it just as a skill to connect other things together. So you don't really need to go over the top. But that being said, we do need to have a good base for our cartwheel, and we need to make sure that it's very consistent. So the first thing that we're gonna do when we're trying to learn a cartwheel is you wanna figure out which leg to put forward. I'm right-handed and right-footed, so I'm gonna be putting my left leg forward, and I'm gonna put my hands up, and then when they go down to touch the ground, it's gonna go left hand, then right hand, and then my legs are gonna follow. So I'd go here, and all the way over. Now, it shouldn't be that hard, but there are a couple key things that you should focus on when doing the cartwheel. You need to make sure that this back leg is kicking and driving all the way over. That's what's gonna make sure that your feet get all the way to the other side and that you don't get stuck halfway, like this. Right? So, when we're doing the cartwheel, we wanna make sure that our hands are placed almost in a line in front of us, and that our back leg is really focused on kicking all the way over to get that nice smooth motion. So once again, this is what it would look like if I'm going over the top. And then this is what it looks like when I usually do it in parkour and tricking for setups for moves or as a connection. I'd go here. You'll notice that that second one is definitely not as much over the top, but I still maintain that good heel drive, and I'm getting my hands down in the right position. Now, there are a lot of things that you can do out of a cartwheel, and there's also a lot of different ways to do a cartwheel. The one that I'm gonna go over right now is called an A-twist gumbi. Pretty much all you're gonna do is you start like you would for your normal cartwheel. The only difference is when you're about to put your hands down, you switch them. So you're gonna do an opposite side cartwheel on your good side. So you first dip down like this. Arms should be up and ready to twist around a little bit. All that's gonna happen is this right hand is gonna go where your left hand would go, and you're gonna try to turn in the air. So you'd start here, all the way down, up and over. It's not too difficult. It's not a move that you're gonna really risk hurting yourself, but it would probably take a little bit to get just because it's a little funky and feels kind of weird. So a good way to practice that is to just practice, again, your normal cartwheel, but jumping a little bit into it. So you're here, right before you touch the ground, you give it a little jump, so you get a little bit of air right before your hands touch the ground, so you have more time to move them around. Look like this. So it's very slight, but I do jump a little bit. And you don't need to jump a lot, you just want to make sure you give yourself a little bit of extra time to get those hands around. The last cartwheel variation that we're going to go over is the cartwheel off the elbows, or the forearms. This is one that you definitely want to make sure you're doing on a soft surface before you do it anywhere else, and make sure that you're very comfortable with the cartwheel already. It's pretty much going to be the same thing as the regular cartwheel, except for we're going to focus a lot more on that leg drive because our hands aren't going to be able to help us push. So a good way to start doing it would be to go on your knees like this and just practice that motion of getting the elbows to the ground, or the forearms, sorry. So you go here, 1, 2, and then kick over, just like that. You want to do that enough times to get really comfortable with the movement before trying to do it from a squat. So you'd start here, and then go over. Then finally, after you're comfortable doing it from that position, you would do it from full standing, where you're still gonna have to bend your legs because you don't really want to jump straight onto your forearms. It probably wouldn't feel very good. So it's gonna start like this. You go all the way down, and then right back up. In addition to this video today, I'm going to be posting another one that should be up on Thursday, and I have posted a couple other ones in the past, so make sure to go check those out if you want to stay updated on what we're doing in class. And with that, I will see you guys next time.